Conducting a training needs analysis is essential for determining the training needs of employees. I'll explain how to do that in this video and also provide a free download of my training needs analysis worksheet. Hello, I'm Stephen Goldberg of Optimist Performance, bringing you practical tips and ideas on leadership, team development, and employee performance in the workplace. I created a new worksheet for conducting a training needs analysis. Now, this kind of coincides with a video that's very popular on my channel on the responsibilities of a manager, and in that video I talk about the need to balance managerial skills, planning skills, organizational skills with people skills. Now, in my sample worksheet, I've added some of those competencies for management or supervision, but there's another tab, it's done in Excel, and you have another tab where it's blank, or you can just erase the competencies and add your own. Now, where do you get those competencies from? Well, you could start with a job description. You could look at my videos on creating a job description, download my job description template as well, and take those skills required to perform the job to be productive and then translate them into competencies. Another resource I use, which I've mentioned in several of my videos, is onetonline.org. I'll put a link to that in the description of this video. And that's a resource website from the US Department of Labor. And I often use it to research job descriptions, to help me formulate job descriptions, or to look for competencies. And when you search for a job, it'll bring up a list of jobs with those keywords, and you could then look at a summary job description, or you could go more detail, and that's where you'll find a complete list of competencies for that particular role. Now, what I have here is I've just listed two competencies, one on communicates, listens, leadership style, which I talk about a lot in my videos. So in the center, I call these performance factors. In the center, you have the list of competencies, and on the left, you have the levels of importance, and on the right, you have the levels of achievement. Now, this may look like a performance appraisal, and you can actually use this format to do a performance appraisal, and I'll cover that in another video on performance appraisals, and I'll also make a version of this for performance appraisals. So subscribe if you're not already, so you'll get notified of those videos. And when you subscribe, turn on the notifications so you do get notification. So the levels of importance, you'll notice here I have two little square boxes for each of the levels. There's 5 levels of importance, from little importance, some importance, important, which is your average rating, so your middle, and then you have major and critical. So why are there 2 boxes? Well, the one on the left, you would have the employee self-assess themselves first, and then the same on the level of achievement. The level of achievement is seldom, sometimes, usually, most always, and always. Now, you could use your own terms, of course. So again, you have the middle rating. So the middle ratings are acceptable, but you want to first establish the level of importance. So one box is for the employee, and the one next to it is for the manager or the trainer, if you have a trainer on a particular topic, because sometimes you want to put a group of people, let's say you have a customer service department and you want to have them all run through a specific type of customer service training. Well, then you would have probably a list of topics that they would learn or competencies for a customer service person, and you could list those here. And you want to check people's perception of what is the level of importance for each of those competencies, and how do they perceive they're doing in that, how productive they are in that competency. So it's not a test, it's more of a way to explore with the person where their key needs are in terms of improving. And when you do it, let's say you have a group or a team of customer service people, you may have different needs for each person. So you want them to focus in on what they're going to get out of the training. So it could be used that way. Now, I also have, besides the Excel spreadsheet, which is what this is a mock-up of, I have a Word document with 2 pages. The first page is prior to the training, and so is the second page actually, but the first page is about having the person think through what are their needs, what are they having problems with in terms of their job, or what could they improve on to be more productive. And you do that before going through the worksheet. And then after you do the worksheet, and the idea is to compare your perceptions, that's why there's these 2 boxes, and then sit down and discuss it with them, and then come to a conclusion of where the improvement, where the focus should be on development for these competencies. And you want to narrow it down. And the page 2 of the Word document is really a tool to just summarize, okay, what are the top 3 competencies that you want to focus on or improve on, and maybe what's the number 1? And then it asks the question, well, what would it look like if you became really good in that competency? So you want to visualize what you would be doing different or better, and if people saw you from outside, they observed you performing your job, and what would they see different in terms of that skill set once you've acquired it. So you want to do those 3 things, the pre-assessment questionnaire, the assessment, and then the final discussion and agreement. And so that's really what you need to do to conduct a training needs analysis. But the good part of this, it allows you to converse with the employee and come to a decision on where the focus should be on training and development. And of course, you could use my manager skills one. If you use the video, and I'll put a link to that video, on balancing organizational management skills with people skills, and then you use that with your managers, you will come up, you already have it already set of the competencies already in my document, my template. Every year I'd say you should sit down and discuss training needs with employees and keep them always learning, always engaging in some kind of improvement activity, and training is a great way to do that. I hope you'll take action on this and it's beneficial to you. As I mentioned, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, check out some of the related videos. Go to the website where we have articles that coincide with these videos. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk again soon.